Hello, Princess on a Pillow here. I am here to do a review slash recap and give my opinion on Ready to Love Season 5, Episode 5. It's titled Truth or Dare with a question mark. All right. So we pick up to where we left off with Demetrius. He's about to tell Princess and AP that one of them is not ready to love. He told AP that the men think she um has unresolved feelings for her husband. In her confessional, she said, "Wow, y'all psychiatrists now, or psychologists now," is what she said. But you don't have to be a psychologist to know when someone is feeling somebody, or still in love with somebody, or still thinking about somebody, or still, you know, you don't need a degree to know that. Human nature. Um, Demetrius, um, and plus, she has no connection with anyone. I'm trying to picture her face. AP. She has no connection with anyone. The last person she went out with was Demetrius, and he wasn't feeling her. And I don't think she went out with anybody. Well, I think she went out with Did she go out with Clifton? And Clifton told her that she told Clifton she reminded him of the brother. Yeah, she has no connection with anyone. Anyway, Demetrius tells Precious that the men feel as though she want to experience the nightlife. That's Why did he say that? And the men are already past that. I don't understand why he said that. That doesn't make any sense. She doesn't want to experience the nightlife. I don't think that's her problem. Her problem is she flirts too much and she's very sexual with her flirting. She doesn't take the time to get to know anybody, to know any of the guys, to talk to them. Every time you see her with a guy, she's flirting outrageously with them. She needs to figure out how to talk to the guys and get to know them instead of flirting with them. Anyway, Precious is surprised that she has to fight to stay alive. Um, I don't think she see anything wrong with her behavior. And plus, she has no connection. She said she was feeling Paul. Please, she ain't nobody feeling Paul. But she's not feeling no Paul. Paul is not feeling her. So she has no connections either. So Demetrius finally tells AP that she is not ready to love. In her confessional, she said she is devastated. Now, I'd be devastated if someone close to me died or got into a serious accident, car accident, or something horrible happened to somebody that I know and care about. I would be devastated. But to get voted off of a game show, a reality show, you're devastated? I'd be disappointed, but devastated? Come on, girl. Anyway, she said her goodbyes and she left. So Tommy reiterated to the group that they're not bringing anybody else in. And then he gave them a little pep talk. So they go back to eating and drinking and socializing. And I guess Clifton is really feeling Carmen. He offered to get her a plate of food. Now, either he's um feeling her or he's pretending to feel her because he knows it's guy's week to go home. A guy is going home this week, so maybe he's trying to play up to her. So he'll have two people in his corner fighting for him. He'll have Joy and Carmen in his corner fighting for him when the women deliberate. Maybe that's what he's thinking, but I didn't know he liked Carmen like that. Carmen says she loves Clifton's vibe. She said he makes her feel good. And I think Clifton is only playing the game because he likes Joy and only Joy. So they all thank Eric for doing the cooking. And Nakia seems to think that Eric made the shrimp pasta especially for her. I guess she told him she liked shrimp pasta and he made shrimp pasta. So they decided to play the game Truth or Dare. And Levine kicks it off with Tina. He told her to go touch the person she has the most connection with on the chest. So she touches Paul on the shoulders. And Messy Laverne, he pointed out the age difference between Tina. Her name is Christina, but they always have Tina down below. When they show her in her confessional, they always have Tina. So I'm just going to say Tina. But I'm talking about Christina. So they showed, what's his name? Laverne pointed out the age difference between them. I think Paul is, they're 17 years apart. Paul is 48 and she's 31. And Paul said it's not about the age, it's about the connection. And Wiley does not seem happy about that. So Donovan dared Joy to kiss the man she has the best connection with. And of course, well, he probably thought she was going to kiss him because he likes her. But she goes over and she kissed Clifton. She gave him a nice little kiss on the lips. And Carmen was not too happy about that. In her confessional, she said Clifton is her man. But last episode, she said Eric was her man. So I guess she wants all the men for herself. So Nakia, she wants to know what the relationship is between Eric and Carmen. So she asked Carmen. She said, she asked her if there's someone there that she is genuinely interested in. And Carmen says she is genuinely interested in someone's. That's a good answer, because that's none of your business, Nakia. It's none of your business. That is none of your business. So Eric told Sabrina to go nibble on the ear of the person she is feeling. And loud embarrassing Joy yells out, Tori. Why did she have to do that? She don't know who Sabrina likes and who Sabrina doesn't like. And that's embarrassing now for Tori. Sabrina goes over to Demetrius and she nibbles on his ear. And Tori doesn't look happy. Tori said in his confessional that he is really shocked. He said it doesn't feel good, and he thought that him and Sabrina had a better connection. But I don't know why he thought that. Did she tell him that he's the only one she's seeing? They're on a dating show. They're supposed to get to know people and see who they have a connection with. And you can have a connection with 1, 2, 3, 4 people. You can have a connection with a whole bunch of people. So I don't know why he thought he was the only one she had a connection with. So Ace dared Demetrius to kiss the one anywhere he wants, the one he likes, anywhere he wants to kiss that person. So Demetrius goes over to Sabrina and he kisses her on the lips. And Troy said it in his confessional, I guess y'all been talking longer than I thought. What do you mean? Because you're interested in Sabrina, that means she can't talk to any other guy? Is that what you're saying? That doesn't make any sense. He is ridiculous. You are on a dating show. You're supposed to make connections with people and figure out who you want at the end to be with. What is his problem? I guess he doesn't understand how it works. And he should know, because Demetrius throws out Sabrina's name in their men deliberations all the time. That's his number one. That's who he's messing with. That's who he likes. He never ever throws out anybody else's name but Sabrina's. So maybe Tori's not paying attention. And so Tori said he is going to go pack because he knows he's going to be sent home. That's a big baby move. That's a baby move. There's a whole bunch of women there you can talk to. She's not telling you not to talk to these women. Acting like a baby is not attractive. You need to cut it out. So they had a bonfire and they toast to love. And I don't know why they're doing that, because nobody on the show ever finds love. They go off with somebody, but they don't usually stay together. So the next thing we see is it's another uneven group date. It's Precious, Joy, Demetrius, Wiley, and Clifton. They go to this indoor adventure place, and I like that. I think that's something I would do. So they get hooked up to these harnesses and they go through this obstacle-like course. And it looks like a lot of fun. So Clifton tried to help Joy and she refused his help. And she told him in a nice way that she would let him know if she needed his help. So he walks off and he leaves her. And she said, "Oh, you're just going to leave me?" And he says, "Sometimes you have to leave." He said, "Sometimes you have to cross obstacles to get to what you want." So he left her. He walked off and left her. And that's a true statement. Sometimes you have to cross obstacles to get to what you want, I guess. So we see Precious. She's talking to Demetrius, who she liked from the jump. And she's telling him that she's really there to find someone. And I think being at the bottom was an eye-opener for her. Because she's not flirting with him. She's talking to him normally. And he's talking to her. He's looking at her in the face and talking to her and listening to her and responding to her, like you would when you have a conversation. She's not doing that outrageous flirting that she usually do and make people feel uncomfortable. She did that with Demetrius. She did that with Donovan. Who else did she do that with? She do it with several other guys. And that's uncomfortable. Try to get to know them instead of flirting outrageously with them. Sure, you want to spice things up and you want them to be interested in you and everything, but calm it down a little bit. But her talking to Demetrius is, she can't be talking to Demetrius now because Demetrius is into Sabrina. So she's not going to get anything out of Demetrius. And Demetrius, he doesn't think she's genuine. That's what he said in his confessional. So Joy and Wiley are talking, and she basically told him that he needs to step up his game. And then he starts to flirt with her. And she's almost 10 years older than him. And Joy says in her confessional that Wiley knows how to flirt, but that does not create the opportunity for them to connect. Joy and Wiley together is like you walking in snow with sandals on. It just doesn't look right. It's not right. Anyway, next, Sabrina and Troy, they meet up for drinks. Because Sabrina is feeling bad because she knows Troy is upset. Tori. I keep calling him Troy. Tori is upset because of what happened with Demetrius. So she meets up with him to talk to him. And they sit down and they cheers to quality time together. And she asked him how he was feeling, and he told her he thought that they had a better connection. And he told her that he didn't know she was feeling Demetrius like that. And in his mind, she should have told him that she was liking Demetrius. She doesn't have to tell you who she's liking and who she's not liking, Tori. Y'all are not, she didn't tell you you're my number one and I'm riding with you from here on out. She didn't tell you that. So she can talk to anybody she wants, and she can have a connection with anybody she want to have a connection with. I don't know what his problem is. He said he wasn't prepared for that. So he would rather she had told him so that he could have been prepared. Well, I think what he needs to do is he needs to focus on his and her relationship and his relationship with other women. Don't not talk to other women. That's what he's doing. He's only talking to her and he's ignoring the other women. You're on a dating show to try and see if you have a connection with a whole bunch of people. So my lens look dirty. So anyway, he's only talking to her and he's thinking she's only talking to him. No, you're on a dating show. He just doesn't understand the concept of the show. That's what I think it is. So, he's upset and he said he wished she had told him that she was feeling Demetrius. And she's trying to explain to him that, I'm talking to him and I'm talking to you and I'm trying to decide, who I have more of a connection with. She's trying to explain that to him and it's just going over his head. He just doesn't seem to understand. So now he's talking about communicate with me and let me know who you're feeling. No, she don't have to do all that. Let me just go sit down somewhere. He doesn't understand the concept of the show. But anyway, she talked him off the ledge and she said, next time she'll communicate with him. But she don't have to do that and let him know who she's feeling. She don't have to do all that. I thought that was ridiculous. She don't have to tell him anything. She's not committed to him. She has not committed anything to him. I think what he should do is go on a date with Tina or Christina. I think him and her might make a good couple. I think they'll make a better couple than him and Sabrina. Anyway, Carmen goes on a date with Paul, and she said she want to make sure she keeps his attention, so she wore something sexy. And they're the oldest couple on the show. She is 43 and he's 48. So they meet up at a restaurant, they hug, she gives him a compliment. I don't understand why these women don't let men compliment them. She gives him a compliment. And do you think he gives her a compliment back? And no, he did not. But in his confessional, he says she looks like a queen. She told him that she had heard a lot about him and that she wanted to go on a date with him and see for, get to know him for herself. Then, I don't know, they chit-chat, and then he asked her if, then he told her that he would love to feed her his pickle. Guess that's his way of flirting. Or flirting. So she said, sure, and he feeds her his pickle. Whatever. Then they talk about romance, then they talk about deal breakers that they have, and then they talk about her being approachable, and they seem to vibe well with each other. I think they could be a match. They're the two oldest ones there. I think they could be a match for each other, and I think she won't put up with his bull. Whenever he goes off on a tangent, she'll put him right in his place. Okay, so next, Donovan goes on a date with Tina. And he's 11 years older than she is, but she likes older men. They talk about their daughters. They talk about being parents. They talk about having more kids, whether or not they want more kids. He feeds her some duck. They talk about what they want in a relationship. And Donovan believes in manifestation, and he has a vision board. And I believe in manifestation a little bit. I believe you have to want it, say it, write it down, see it, think about it constantly. And, sometimes it works out. Sometimes whatever you want happens. But I don't do that anymore. I used to do that, but I don't do that anymore. I just thank God for his blessings and just accept his blessings and live my life. That's what I do. I don't try to manifest things anymore. Because you have to really, really concentrate. Think about what you want. Concentrate. Be specific on what you want. Write it down. Envision it. I can't be bothered. When the Lord blessed me, I thank him for his blessings, and that's it. Anyway, Tina is also into vision boards. Okay, so the next group date is at a lounge, and it's with Ace, Tina, Troy, Demetrius, Paul, and Laverne, and the date is even. So even number men, even number women, and I like that. That way nobody feels left out. So it's Ace, Tina, Troy, Dekia, Paul, and Laverne. So Paul and Tina, they go off to have drinks at the bar, and he gives her a compliment. Thank you, Paul. He gives her a compliment. And Troy and Dekia, they're flirting with each other, and he's flexing his pecs at her. Laverne and Ace, they're talking, and he has his hand on her knee. That's the first time I've ever seen him interact with Ace. And he must really don't want to go home because he's all up on her with his hand on her knee. He knows it's elimination week for the men. Anyway, Troy and Dekia, they talk about the truth or dare game, and she asks him how he was feeling because she knows he likes Sabrina. So they talk about that, and he basically told her that he's not going to concentrate just on Sabrina anymore. He's going to start, dating, focusing on other women. That's what you're supposed to be doing in the first place, Troy or Tori or whatever your name is. That's what you're supposed to do. Not just focus on one person until you wean it out and you decide that she's the one that you want to focus on. Then you tell her that she's your number one. But right now we're trying to figure out who we have a connection with. Somebody need to explain the show to him or the game to him or whatever. Tina told Paul that she liked a man who's aggressive. And he says he can show her that he is aggressive. So later on, everybody's dancing and they're having a good time. Laverne and Tina, they talk a little bit. They talk about fried chicken, bodybuilding, Michael Jackson, because he's He's from Michael Jackson's town, so you talk about Michael Jackson. I think she's too young for the Michael Jackson era. Because Michael Jackson is older than me. I'm 55. This girl is what? How old is she? What's she, 30, 31? I have their age written down somewhere. She is... where is it? I always never find anything. I tell you, I can never find anything I'm looking for. Yeah, she's 31. I'm 55. Michael Jackson was older than I am. She don't really know Michael Jackson, and Laverne expects her to know where Michael Jackson is from. She really don't, she know Michael Jackson from probably hearing her parents talk about Michael Jackson, or even her grandparents talk about Michael Jackson, but she don't know was he from Gary, Indiana? She's not into Michael Jackson like that. Michael Jackson is way above her time. She's 31. Michael Jackson was in his, what, was he in his 60s? Or was he still in his 50s? Late 50s? I don't know. But I don't know why he expect her to know so much about Michael Jackson. In her confessional, she said Laverne is not her type. So it's time for the ladies to deliberate. And I haven't seen the end of the show yet. Right now, I'm just taking notes. And at this point, this is who I think is safe. That will not be in the bottom two. I think Clifton will be safe because he has a connection with Joy. And he has a connection with Joy and with Carmen. Because he was getting Carmen food. And Demetrius. I don't think Demetrius is going to be in the bottom two because Demetrius has a connection with Sabrina. I don't think Laverne will be in the bottom two because he likes Joy and he likes Ace. I don't think Paul will be in the bottom two because he likes Tina and he likes Carmen. And he also likes Precious. So these are the ones I don't think will be in the bottom two. Clifton, Demetrius, Laverne, and Paul. The other ones, I think they need to watch out. Anyway, the ladies tell Tommy that they had played Truth or Dare, and he gives them a rundown of what happened during the game. And then he asks them who they don't have a connection with. And Tina said Paul and Donovan. She doesn't have a connection with Paul. Oh, he asked who they do have a connection with. And Tina says Paul and Donovan. She said she loves talking to Paul. She says there's a sparkle in the air when she talks to Paul. Go figure. Carmen said her connections are Eric and Paul. She said Carmen replaced Clifton with Paul. But she says Paul is intriguing and there is a sexual side to Paul. I guess because he fed her the pickle. Dakia said she's feeling Eric. She said they mesh. She said she and Eric mesh. And she's excited to look forward to a future with Eric. So she's trying to tell us Eric is her number one. She's trying to tell all the women, Eric is my number one. Don't mess with that. That's what she's trying to say because she says she's looking forward to a future with Eric. All right, so Ace said that she's feeling Laverne. She basically said that they have good conversation. She said she's also feeling Tori. She said because they have poetry in common. Precious said she is feeling Paul and Donovan. But Donovan said last episode that he wasn't feeling Precious. She was flirting with him outrageously. He said something about she's a stallion that needs to be tamed and he don't want to tame it. I think that's what he said. Donovan does not want no Precious. And of course we know Sabrina. She is feeling Demetrius and Tori. So Tommy asked them who they were not feeling. Ace said she was not feeling Clifton. She said because he gives her a homie vibe. And that's what Clifton had said about her last episode, that she gave a homie vibe to him. Carmen, she just threw out that Clifton. She threw out Clifton's name. She said she didn't like because of the interaction he had with Joy. So I guess she's not feeling him anymore because Joy kissed him on the lips. I don't know. So I guess that's why she replaced Clifton with Paul. I could have told her a long time ago, from the get-go, that Clifton likes Joy. And that's it. She finally figured it out. Tina said she is not feeling Wiley. Precious said Wiley is like her little brother. Dakia said Wiley gives her homey vibe. Joy said Wiley is slow coming out of the gate. This thing looks crooked, but I'm not going to try and fix it. Precious said that she is not feeling Laverne. She says he's fun-loving, but he can be negative. Tina also said she is not feeling Laverne. She said there's nothing there for her with Laverne. Some of the other ladies, they said at the cookout Laverne was withdrawn and he was very quiet, and they forgot that he was even there. And now Ace is worried that Laverne might go home because that's her connection, one of her connection. So Tommy tells the ladies to take the two guys out, the two guys that are at the bottom, Laverne and Wiley, and say goodbye to one of them and tell them that they're not, and say goodbye to one of them. But I'm surprised that they didn't fight to keep. I didn't see Laverne being at the bottom because of Joy and Ace. I thought that they would fight to keep him out of the bottom, but they didn't. I thought they would speak on his behalf, but they didn't. So Dakia takes out Wiley to a restaurant, and she told him that if he is interested in someone, he should make it clear to them that he's interested in them. She told him that the ladies talked today, and some of the women didn't know if he was actually interested in them or not, because he's not making his intentions clear. But he says he is intent on where his energy is, he said. I don't know. So she eventually tells him that he's not ready to love. But he took it nicely. He gracefully got up, and left, hugged her and got up and left. Next we see Precious. Precious takes out Laverne. Precious tells Laverne that they had a women's lounge, and a lot of the women did not understand him. She told him that the truth or dare game was messy. He basically told her that he had nothing to do with who kissed who. She told him he requested the game. She told him that he steps up when he wants to, and then he slides back when he wants to. That means he's running hot and cold. She told him that he comes off guarded and narcissistic. She said at times he comes off guarded and narcissistic, and sometimes he comes off sweet and kind. She told him that they are confused on who he is trying to portray. And he says he's not trying to portray anybody. He is himself. He says he's guarded because he doesn't trust some of the women there. He said some of the women there need to earn his trust. And she told him that's unfair. And sometimes you need to trust people to give you what you need. And she said she didn't think he's open to doing that. She told him that the women are concerned about him having a guard up, but they think that he is ready to love. And then Precious told him that she wants him to win her back. And Laverne said in his confessional that people are very judgmental, but this is him. This is who he is. And as far as he's concerned, he's not changing anything about himself. He also said that he's not going anywhere, and he's here until the end. That's because he thinks he has Ace in his back pocket, and she is his ride or die, and she'll ride or die for him. But I didn't see her riding or dying for him. Maybe afterwards, I don't know. Yeah, maybe after Tommy leaves out, Tommy gets them to tell him the two that are in the bottom, and then he leaves out, I guess. And then they discuss it some more and decide exactly who should go home. And maybe that's when Ace perk up and say, you know what? He is my Laverne is my number one. We can't send him home. Wiley has no connection with anybody. Let's send him home. So maybe that's what they did after the cameras are off. But I wish they would show that so that we can see. Well, I guess they're not going to show because they want us to anticipate who is going home. So they don't show that. Okay, I understand why they don't show that. Anyway, this is the end of my review. I will be back next week with another review. Thank you so much for watching. Princess on a Pillow here. Bye.